Coming up on the Cube Stuff Saturdays podcast.
Or you throw someone over your shoulder, kind of.
Wow.
So yeah, the goal is to get them on the ground and have you still be standing.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to episode 5, I believe, of the Cube Stuff Saturdays podcast. Still season 2, and today I have a very special guest, CrazyCubingCarol on YouTube.
Hi, thanks for having me.
Yeah, appreciate you coming on. So like I do with all the other guests, I just have some discussion points and questions I want to touch upon here, and I want to make this as like a conversation as possible, not like an interview, because that wouldn't be as fun. But yeah, are you ready to begin?
Yep.
Obviously your YouTube channel is big, that's what a lot of people know you by, but can we just dive a little bit deep into the origin story of the name of your channel? I don't know if you've talked about this in the Q&A or not. But...
Yeah, so I don't actually... Okay, let me think. So when I first created the channel, I didn't really know what to call it, but I did have the nickname of like being called Crazy just because I'm like kind of stupid sometimes, you know? And because I'm cubing and those words all happen to start with the letter C, if you put them together, it's 3 C's, which is cubed. And I was like, oh, this could kind of be a pun because I'm cubing, you know?
Yeah. I see. It's like it's like alliteration there. I think that's what you call it in literature.
Yeah.
Yeah. Did you get any inspiration from like Crazy Bad Cuber or something? Because I feel like your names are kind of similar in that
No, I didn't
sense.
Actually. Yeah, I really didn't.
Okay, well, it's a good name though. I guess it kind of rolls in the tongue.
Yeah, it's convenient because it's cubed, you know?
On the same note, you're almost at 10k subs. I just checked this morning and you're at like 9.9, I believe. So what's your thoughts on that? 10k subs almost.
It's pretty crazy, honestly. It's kind of hard to like predict the subs you get because, you know, you never know like who's interested in what. So really, I try not to, you know, pay attention too much to the number of subscribers, because if you pay too much attention to that, then you just end up making content that you don't like to try to get subscribers. So if you just, you know, produce what you think is fun, then other people will find it entertaining because they can tell that you're enjoying what you're making. So yeah, it's pretty exciting though.
Yeah, 100% agree with that. I mean, sometimes it's really hard not to look at the numbers, and I think just exponential growth like that's pretty good. How long have you been doing YouTube? Would you say about?
I started in December of 2015, so about like 4 years, because, you know, I started at the end of 2015.
Okay, and then for cubing, did you start around that same time too?
I started a few months before, in like I think May of 2015.
Okay. All right, nice. Yeah, I started around the same time, I'd say. I believe I started around August 2015, then I went to my first comp in November 2015. So I guess we sort of started around this like a similar point.
Mm-hmm.
That's like when cubes were fully non-magnetic, like it wasn't advanced much. I don't know. I used my first cube was a Moyu Tanglong. Do you remember that cube?
Yes, I actually used that cube as well.
Oh, well, at my first comp, Manhasset Fall 2015, I used a brown cube. It had brown plastic. I don't know if you've seen those types. Yeah, I think I ended up giving it away like 2 years after. But, any interesting stories back then and when you first started cubing?
Yeah, so so you said your first competition was Manhasset 2015?
Yeah.
Mine was Manhasset 2016. I believe it was in the spring or something like that.
Yeah, I went to that one too.
Yeah, I filmed a like kind of a short competition video, but I did really bad because I was like nervous. At the time I was averaging like 25 seconds, I think. But my first ever official solve, I got like a minute because I messed up twice on PLL. Ooh. And it was like an A perm too. So yeah, that was great.
I think I remember seeing that competition video before. It was I think I watched the whole way through, honestly. Is that one successful right now? The video?
I'm not really sure. It's a pretty old video, so I feel like people tend to watch the more recent competition vlogs from, you know, when we could still go to competitions.
Yeah.
But people do watch that video quite often, I feel like.
Yeah, I guess you can see how much you've grown throughout the channel and all that. So, and you were using your phone back then. Do you still use your phone for filming?
I do still use a phone, so I kind of have a setup. So I recently got an iPhone 11, which has a better camera, which is the main reason why it was nice. And also when I'm at competitions, I use a GoPro sometimes to actually film the solves.
Yeah, nice cameras there. I have a GoPro as well. I think the phone is a great option. Like the iPhone 11, it can do 4K, I believe, right?
Yeah, I can.
Yeah. Still, I mean, great quality compared to a DSLR. Like for me personally, when I create my videos, I recently upgraded to a Canon M50. I don't know if you're aware, it's like a DSLR. It's $500. Like I know it seems like a lot, but in like the camera world, it's not very much.
Hmm.
But yeah, I upgraded for my phone because I've been using that for a while as well. But do you ever see yourself upgrading at all your equipment, or do people just know you for having the quality and content stuff that you have right now?
I mean, I probably should start using a regular camera instead of just a phone sometime in the future. But for right now, I'm pretty satisfied with the phone quality because, like you said, it's really good.
At the same time, what was that breakthrough video that gave your channel all that traction? Because I remember looking back a couple years ago, and I saw you were, I think, I think when I started talking, I talked to you at like 2017,
Hmm.
I believe, and you were at like a couple hundred subscribers. So what was that breakthrough video?
Um, Honestly, I can't think of a specific video, but I know the videos that tended to like boost my channel a bit more were the sort of skit videos, like the 10 things
Oh
non-cubers do
yeah,
videos.
yeah.
Those people who watch my videos, they love those videos.
Mm.
Yeah, they tend to get like a lot more views than some of the other types of videos, and people also tend to like unboxings, but sometimes it's hard to predict.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I think the skits people, I think it's a unique thing for cubing, and I don't know. I watched a couple of your skits. They were really good.
Thanks.
Um,
One
yeah.
thing also that is that because I do 10 things non-cubers do, it's usually only cubers who can relate, and then all the non-cubers who happen to stumble across the video just get really offended.
Oh, okay. Well, I mean, at least you get some traction for that. Like, I
Hmm.
think you got a couple thousand, 100,000 views or so, but it's good you get like a mixed audience. I guess you're bringing in two different audiences there.
Hmm.
Yeah. And then was it about a year ago or so? I'm not sure that you got sponsored by the Cubicle.
Yeah, so first I started off as a YouTube tester. So they would just send me the newest cubes and I would review them. But then later they changed me to be a sponsor, which was pretty recent.
Okay. So how did that go about? Like, did they contact you first or did you ask them?
Yeah, so first I think it was I contacted them for a giveaway of some sort, and they helped me give away like some gift cards or something. And they were like, "Hey, would you be interested in being a YouTube tester?" And I was like, "Yeah, of course, I would want to be a YouTube tester." And then later on, they contacted me and was like, "Hey, would you like to be a sponsor for this for our company?" And I was like, "Yeah."
That's great. That's like every cuber's dream, I guess. But would you what are the benefits of being sponsored for a YouTuber?
Yeah, so I think there's a lot of benefits. For one, you basically just contact them and they send you cubes for free, and you get a small amount of compensation for the videos, and then in return you make videos reviewing the cubes and just sort of promoting their company.
Yeah.
So yeah, you get basically whatever puzzles you would like, but of course you have to make a video because that's the deal.
Yeah. Yeah, and there's like no magic number about how many subscribers you can get. I'm pretty sure because, like, as long as you get traction on your videos, I'd say, because I mean, you got sponsored by the Cubicle, I believe, when you were at least like 1K, I believe.
I think this might have been when I became a tester, and then sponsor
Okay.
was a few
Oh, all
months
right.
ago.
Okay. Yeah. Well, great accomplishment, I'd say. I can see you guys working together, the Cubicle and you, for more videos and yeah, definitely became something I think in your channel that definitely boosted the traction a little bit
Yeah.
more. Okay, so this is the last thing I just want to talk about your YouTube because I know there's other things in life other than YouTube for you at least. Because I don't want to keep bombarding you with questions about that. But the last thing is, so can you just walk me through how you would go about making a video? So like let's say you wake up one day and you have a video idea. You're like, oh, this maybe I can review this cube or comparing it or something. Then how would you go about the process of like filming, editing, and then publishing it on YouTube? So what's your process doing that?
Yeah, so it depends on the type of video I want to make. So if it's an unboxing, it tends to be a little bit quicker to film because it's pretty straightforward. I film just at a table and just have a tripod in front of me, and some basic lights, and
Okay.
I just sort of unbox the puzzles, talk about what I think, and then yeah, it takes me anywhere between like 10 to 20 minutes to film, depending on how big the package is, really.
Okay.
And then when I edit it, editing for unboxings are also pretty straightforward. I kind of just string together the footage and then I upload it. But if it's for something more complicated, like a skit, I sort of write out a script for it or something like that, and then
Yeah.
film it, which could take a couple of hours depending on how complicated it is. And then editing it could also take up to a couple of hours. And I just use iMovie to edit right now.
Yeah. Great option. Yeah, I still use iMovie as well. It's a great option for Mac. It has some basic features, but you can still get a lot done with it. Like I was talking with Cubing Encoded before. He said that he uses iMovie as well. I'm not sure if you know that.
Oh, I didn't know that actually. Yeah, iMovie. I feel like people, when you hear iMovie, you're like, oh, that's so basic because it's
Yeah.
just you just have it, and it's not like Premiere or anything like that. But honestly, it gets the job done, so I use it. But I'm thinking about switching sometime, just for more of the special effects for things like skits.
Yeah. So for iMovie, like, it only has two video tracks, and what Cubing Encoded said last time is what he does is he exports the video with just two tracks, and if he wants to add a third one, he takes the exported file from the Finder and then um, puts it into a new project, and then he adds another track. So that's just a way to get around
Oh
it. Like,
yeah,
there's
that's
some of these little things. Yeah.
that's an interesting idea. I haven't thought of that before, but yeah, that would definitely work.
Yep. And then for filming itself, like if you're doing an unboxing, have you ever thought about doing like multiple angles or I don't know, just doing other things, mixing it up instead of just like sitting down and talking?
Yeah, so for right now, I only have one angle, which is just the camera right in front of me. I don't really know what two different angles would do for the unboxing. Like, I guess it would make it look a bit more fancy, but I feel like for an unboxing, you don't really need that. For something like a review, though, I do like to have two like videos stacked on top of each other.
Yeah.
One where I'm sort of talking, and then maybe another where I'm actually doing a solve.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Do you do like picture in a picture in iMovie?
Yeah,
But yeah, as long as you get the point across in your videos, I think you do that pretty well in your videos, like straightforward content. Because I think a lot of people stick around for your content because they know it's entertaining and you get straight to the point. At least you don't really ramble that much, or at least you cut it out, which is good. I think. Yeah,
yeah, I try not to
you've
ramble too
learned.
much.
Yeah. Okay, and then that was the last thing I just want to talk about for YouTube. But now on to like non-cubing sort of things. So is it okay if we like lightly touch upon that?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, so non-cubing hobbies. Do you have anything that you do pretty regularly for apart from cubing or YouTube?
So I do really like sort of crafts and art, which is why I have this second channel that no one really knows about. It's not really a channel for producing content. It's more of a channel for me so that I can look back at, some art I
Okay.
did. So I like to, paint stuff or make stuff. And I also really like musical theater.
About the art channel, do you mind sharing what that is? I'll be sure to check it out too.
Yeah, it's called CrazyCubingCarol, so it kind of uses the same pun as my cubing channel.
Yeah, see.
I was thinking of making just like lines of CCC and just have different hobbies, but for right now I just have two. Yeah, on the crafting channel, the videos are really bad, to be honest.
That's all right.
Yeah, I just sort of I film myself doing whatever I really feel like, and I post whenever I feel like it.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, if it's just for you to look back on, I think that's a good way to do it. Some sort of if you have like an art piece, like how would you go upon doing that? So do you paint or do you like draw and use colored pencils? I'm not exactly sure.
Yeah, so
I
I
don't do
like
art that much.
to paint. As you could probably tell, I did a video recently on my cubing channel where I was drawing stuff, and as you can tell,
Yeah, yeah, I
I'm
saw
not
it.
the greatest at drawing things.
Mm,
So I like to paint more abstract stuff. So I can grab like, a $2 wooden box from Michael's craft store and just paint it however I feel. It could take like weeks to finish depending on when I feel like doing it.
okay,
So yeah, you never really know when there's going to be a video.
okay, nice. And then for the musical theater, I believe, have you ever like done or like acted in one of them, like for school or anything, or is that just a passion that you've had?
Yeah, I have taken musical theater classes before, and I also just sort of like musical theater is the only thing I really listen to. So yeah, I really like it, especially after Hamilton came out on Disney Plus.
Oh yeah, I've seen part of it.
Hmm.
It was really good.
Yeah, it is really good.
Have you gone to any Broadway shows like in live New York or anywhere?
Oh yeah, in New York, I was able to see two Broadway shows. I saw Wicked, which a lot of people know about,
Yeah.
and also this musical called Waitress that I really like.
Yep. Nice. I'm not really a big fan of theater much. I mean, everybody has different taste. I'd say like I'd say it is entertaining for some people. Like
Hmm.
I only saw one, like a Peter Pan one, I believe a couple years ago. Um, I mean, it was amazing. Like I saw it like from the top, sort of like I wasn't close at all.
Hmm.
I don't know how to describe it that much, but I mean, I guess it was a different experience from seeing something on video, like it was live, and just seeing the people perform live. It was interesting. Yeah.
Yeah.
Any other non-cubing hobbies or sports you play?
Yeah, I do judo. It's martial art.
Yeah, I've
Uh,
heard of that.
yeah, I did it a lot before quarantine happened. Now we can't because it's a really close contact sport.
Yeah,
But yeah, I do find it pretty fun. In terms of other sports, I like running and playing like American football. I used to play American football when I was younger, and we just play, like two-hand touch football at school because you're not allowed to tackle.
yeah. I see. Yeah, I've never delved into football at all. I'd say it's pretty dangerous, because you can get pretty injured. I'd say with
Yeah,
that,
you
and
definitely can.
yeah, and then let's talk about judo a little bit. I've heard of it. I don't exactly know how it goes. Can you like talk about that a little bit? How it works?
Sure. So, basically, there's a few different categories of stuff you can learn. There's like foot sweeps, where I mean, the only way I can describe it is you trip someone, kind of,
Oh, okay.
or you
You put
throw
your leg out.
someone, or you throw someone over your shoulder, kind of.
Wow.
So yeah, the goal is to get them on the ground and have you still be standing. And there's also what I call mat work. Basically, you pin each other on the ground. The person under it has to try and escape, and the person on top has to keep them down.
Okay. So is it sort of like a hybrid of wrestling? Would you say?
Yeah, definitely. I know a lot of people who do both because they're pretty similar.
I mean, it must take a lot of strength. Like I couldn't imagine myself, because you said one person for judo. You take a person and put it like hold them on top of your head with your hands and then throw them down. That must take a lot of strength to do. Do you like wait, would you is the term wrestling? Like would you wrestle somebody who's like the same weight as you around that, or
Um,
I don't know how it goes.
yeah, so I mean, it depends on actually it really depends on skill level, I would say, because you can still throw someone who's way bigger than you if you have the right technique, but it's
Okay.
really difficult, of course. Of course, if they're much lighter than you can throw them easily, but it's not all about the weight, but you definitely need to be like you need to have strength to be able to throw bigger people.
I'm just fascinated by just like throwing people for some reason. So how would you go upon doing that? So if somebody's so do you like do it when they're on the ground, or you can do it when they're standing up? Do you like hold their body and then they like you like twist it and then pick them
Yeah,
up? I don't
so
know exactly how it
say we're in
goes.
a tournament or something, and so we the way it starts out is you both bow to basically say I'm not going to
Yeah.
kill you, and
Okay.
then you sort of grip each other a certain way. There's a judo uniform, so
Yeah.
you sort of grip their uniform a certain way, and then you start fighting, and you do anything you can really to get them on the ground. It doesn't even have to be a specific throw because obviously there's certain techniques, but as long as you get them on the ground, you that's like the main goal.
Yeah.
And to go about throwing someone over their shoulder, over your shoulder, there's different techniques, but you could wrap their arm around their back, and you have to sort of get your hip in front of them, and then just bend your knees and throw them. And you have to learn how to fall because when you get thrown, you don't want to hit
Oh
your
yeah.
head.
Yeah, very interesting. I never knew that about you. I honestly wouldn't expect that. Like you doing judo, but I guess it's an interesting hobby to have.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
find it pretty fun, and it's just good to learn for self defense.
Oh yeah. I agree with that, definitely. Those were all the discussion points and questions I had with you, for you at least right now. But on this podcast, I don't know if you listen to any of the other ones, but we I have two segments that I'm starting. One of them is a would you rather segment, and the other one is a rapid fire segment. So the would you rather segment, pretty self-explanatory. I just have two of them for you today, and then a rapid fire segment is I just ask some either or questions that I just like spam at you. So
Okay,
yeah. All right. So which one would you like to start with first? Would you rather or rapid fire?
let's do the would you rather first.
Would you rather? All right, so I have two of them here. One of them is cubing related, and another one is non-cubing related. So you can choose which one you want to do first.
Let's do the cubing related first.
Okay. All right. Would you rather give up cubing but still have a YouTube channel, or give up YouTube but still do cubing?
Oh, definitely give up cubing because a YouTube channel, there's so much stuff you could do. And as much as I like cubing, I do like, producing YouTube more, I would say, because I can still do stuff like skits.
Yeah, I agree with that. Cause I guess sometimes at cubing you can get a little bit demotivated, and then
Hmm.
you can't really, I guess, progress with cubing as much as YouTube. Because with YouTube there's like AdSense, I know, and you can make money off of it. And I guess it's just like a broader topic than cubing, because cubing is still, I'd say, a little bit underdeveloped.
Hmm.
Um,
Yeah,
but YouTube
also,
and content creation's a lot more.
yeah, and also, I don't know how long I'm going to be cubing for, but I assume when I'm, age 40, I probably won't be cubing that much
Yeah,
anymore, but I could still definitely be doing YouTube and, documenting things in my life.
yeah, because I think at cubing at one stage, like your coordination, and I don't know how to say it, like you can't really turn the cube as fast or something.
Yeah.
Because I heard like at age 15 or 16, that's when you hit your peak in cubing. Like some cubers, they just like start um like their times start to decline a little bit, and they can't turn as fast because they don't have that sort of, I
Yeah,
don't know,
agility.
agility. Yeah, you could say that. Yeah.
Yeah, that's interesting. I haven't actually heard that before.
I don't know. I just was watching some cubing video before. I think I was listening to the Monkey League, or watching the Monkey League by Laser Monkey.
Hmm.
Yeah, that. All right, and then the non-cubing related one I have is: would you rather be able to see 10 minutes into your own future, or 10 minutes into the future of anybody but yourself?
Oh, 10 minutes into the future of anybody but me, because
Okay.
uh, if there's one thing I've learned from. Okay, so I like Harry Potter a lot, something I forgot to mention.
Oh
If
yeah.
there's anything I learned from that, is that if you see the future and like try to meddle with time for yourself, you're going to screw things up. And I just
Oh yeah.
don't really know. I mean, 10 minutes isn't really,
Yeah,
you
I
know,
agree.
that much. For all I know, it
Well,
could
what if
just
we
be. Yeah, go ahead.
wait, oh, what if we extended that to like a week? Let's say that. A week into the future. Would your opinion change, or the same?
I would probably be the same because I feel like once you know what's going to happen, you start like thinking about, is this what's supposed to be happening? So I feel like that would just overall make me paranoid. So I'd rather just see in the future of someone else.
Yeah, but like what if like somebody would get into a car accident in like the next week? Um would you try to, like, I don't know, save them?
So if
If
I
or
looked
like,
into the future of
yeah,
someone and
somebody else, yeah, if they were crossing the road and then a car was coming really really fast, would you like try to help them get out of that situation?
oh, that's interesting. See, I don't I'm hesitant to say yes because I feel like if you I don't know. I mean, maybe it depends. I mean, it really depends on how much like that one action is going to change everything else that
Yeah.
happens in life in general. But I mean, I guess so.
Yeah. So I think the question was asking like, would you be able to see it? Like, I don't think you can go into the future and change it, but like you would know ahead of time. So
Oh, so you're saying okay?
yeah, because I know that if you like hypothetically go into the future,
Hmm.
then and you like change something, then it'll change what the past is like.
Right? Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. There's some sort of like paradox there that I'm not so sure about, um, but if you were to know ahead of time,
So like, if I were to see something bad happen to me or something bad happen to someone else,
yeah, would you try to like change it in the present? I guess.
uh, oh, that's tough. Probably not, honestly.
Yeah, I
Also,
mean,
I wouldn't really know what to do. Like, I guess I could if like right now I looked in the future and saw that I was going to get hit by a car. I mean, I guess my solution is to just look before I cross the street. I don't know.
okay, all right. Yeah, thank you for your input for that. That's interesting. Like, I just pulled this off of a website.
Hmm.
Um, I didn't think we'd go this in depth about this question, But now on to the next segment I have. It's called Rapid Fire. So, like I said before, the first guest on this season for the podcast, Parker Traeger, he said that he wanted the intro music for Rapid Fire to be opera music. So, have you ever
Perfect.
listened to opera music before?
I've heard it. I'm not really a big fan of it though.
I think I listened to that in like general music class at school before. I wasn't really interested in it. Like they talked about, like back then, how they used to do it in like Europe countries. Like we listened to it in like German or something. I'm not exactly sure. Does that like? Do you think that has any parallels to like musical theater,
I
opera, or
I
anything?
mean, actually, I have heard some people say that they're similar, but I mean, I prefer musical theater.
Rapid fire. So are you ready?
Oh yeah, I'm ready.
All right. Okay. Let's start. All right. And you're gonna answer these as fast as you can.
Okay,
Okay. All right. Mac or PC?
Mac,
TikTok or Instagram?
Instagram,
Dog or cat?
uh, dog,
Okay. iOS or Android?
iOS,
Big cubes or side events?
side events.
Okay. Got it. So, I don't know if that beats our record quite yet. I might have to time that, but basically every single week for all the guests, I time it to see who has the fastest rapid fire
Oh, it was a race.
responses. Well, I wasn't gonna tell you that before, but
Oh, okay.
yeah. So I think Parker got 16 seconds. Asher Kim McGearick. I don't know if you know him, but he got 9 seconds, I believe. I'll have to time it, but I'm not
Oh,
sure.
I didn't
I
know
just try
it
to
was
make
a
it
race. If I knew it
for
was a race, I wouldn't have hesitated so much on dog or cat.
It's alright. It's alright. I mean, it's just for entertainment purposes. It's not like a big competition or anything. But let's just go over some of your answers here, I guess. So the Mac and PC and iOS and Android question are like sort of similar. So I guess we'll combine them there. So you chose Mac and iOS. I guess that's sort of self-explanatory. You use Mac for editing and you have an iPhone as well. So have you ever considered switching to PC or Android devices?
Oh, yeah. I mean, Apple, to be honest, is like kind of confusing and kind of stupid if you ask me. It just happens to be what I have.
Yeah. I mean, it seems a lot more high quality, but the price, a lot of people are saying it's overpriced. Would you agree with that? Or I don't know, your opinion? But
Yeah, I would say it's pretty overpriced.
yeah, they're coming out with have you heard iOS 14? I don't know if you
14? No, I
like
haven't.
talk about like the tech and all that stuff, but like you can add widgets to your phone. So like personally I'm an Android user. I have a Samsung Galaxy S9 Plus and widgets are basically like it can show the weather on your home screen, like the actual like a little icon, like maybe a 2x2 icon on your home screen, and it just like refreshes every couple minutes or so,
Yeah, I did hear
I
about that,
believe.
but everyone was saying that Android or something already had that feature.
Yeah, but like Apple, it's good that Apple's integrating some of those things now.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, and then TikTok or Instagram? You said Instagram. Do you have TikTok at all?
TikTok is stupid.
Yeah, I agree with that. I don't have it at all. I guess it's sort of blowing up, but have you heard on the news? I haven't like looked into it, but they're talking about like the government suing it or something. I
Oh,
don't
yeah, they
know.
were trying to ban it, but I mean,
Ban it.
that's not
Yeah.
going to happen.
Yeah. I mean, it's a strong platform now. Um,
I
a lot
don't,
of people are posting on it.
I don't,
Like there's even Cubers on there too.
oh, really? I haven't heard of any cubers on
Yeah.
there, but I don't get it. I just find it really cringy.
Yeah, people just like dance to music and all that. It's just funny things like there's some people who do cubing TikToks too, like people just solving it really fast or doing it blindfolded in like a couple seconds, like memorizing the scramble and all that. I don't know. I've just seen some of that. I feel like TikTok you can get a lot more views because there's some people who can get like 10 mil or something, 10 million views in only like a couple days, and when they just started TikTok, because I know there's a couple of people who did that.
Yeah, I know TikTok is sort of, I think it's popular because it's a combination of, if you remember Musically, that app that was around
Oh
for like a
yeah,
little bit, and
I
Vine,
remember that.
which died.
Yeah. Yeah, musically, I think that was like I think it transformed it into TikTok,
Yeah.
or I think TikTok bought it. I'm not sure. I don't remember exactly. Okay, interesting response there. And now dog or cat. So I forgot, what was your answer for that?
I said dog, but I hesitated a lot.
It's all right. Do you have any pets at home?
I don't.
Okay. So is there any reason you said dog,
Um,
or like what's your reasoning?
I know there's like a huge debate over dog or cat. If I had a pet, it would be cat because it can kind of deal with itself on its own.
Yeah.
But dog, I guess, is more playful, so it get to. I guess it kind of depends on the situation.
Yeah, I feel like you can do a lot more with dogs. Like, you can train it, teach them tricks. Like with a cat, they just are independent. They just walk around and lick themselves and
Yeah,
go to the bathroom and all that. Yeah, I have a dog personally myself. Recently we've been teaching him how to like roll over or like give a high five and all that. So I guess they're a little bit more playful. Like we run around, like my brother and I, we run around with him in their backyard and all that. So I think a dog is playful. But do you ever plan on getting a pet or anything?
um, probably not because it's like a lot of work to take care of. Uh,
Yeah,
if I were to get a pet, I mean, I guess it could be a cat, but or it could be something easier to take care of, like a
a
turtle.
fish
Yeah, a fish.
or yeah, fish. Yeah, I mean it's commitment for a dog or a cat, especially because you have to. Well, a dog especially, you have to take them on walks or get them food, pay the
Hmm.
vet pay the vet bill and stuff like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, and the last rapid fire question we can discuss here is big cubes or side events. So you chose side events. So do you want to explain your reasoning for that?
So I don't really like big cubes that much. I find them just kind of boring in general because it's so repetitive, and I find it more interesting for a side event because there's sort of a different type of solution for each one. I don't even like four
Yeah.
by four that much, to be honest.
I agree with that. Side events, there's a lot more variety, and there's more side events than there are big cubes, because big cubes can take a long time, and side events, a lot of them are really quick. Like Pyraminx and Scube, they're really quick. Like if you've seen some people, they can do Pyraminx and Scube like sub 3 seconds most of the time.
Yeah,
Yeah. I've seen that. But personally, for me, I'd actually be on the other side of the fence. I'd be on big cubes. I just feel like they're more versatile, and you can do more with it. And like they're sort of, I'd say, interchangeable. Like in a sense, like if you're really good at 7x7, then you'll be good at 6, 5, 4, something like that. Because like there's like the same principles. There's centers, edges, and then 3x3 stage, stuff like that. But I guess side events, it shows a lot of dedication if you're really good at side events.
yeah.
Yeah.
I see what you're saying about big cubes, but what I think is interesting is that we kind of have the same thoughts about them, but we have opposite opinions. So you
Yeah.
said if you know how to do 7 by 7, then you'll probably know how to do 6 by 6, 5 by 5, all the way down. But to
Yeah.
me, that's what I don't find interesting because
Oh,
if I know how to do 7 by 7, that's great, but I should probably like learn something else.
yeah. I guess it can get boring at sometimes. Like for me personally, I can't do like more than 5 7x7 solves in one sitting because it takes such a long time,
Yeah,
and yeah, stuff like that. But side events you can just spam practice, and I guess it teaches you to be a little bit more accurate with side events because I guess one small mistake, like for example in Pyraminx, let's say you accidentally turn a tip at the last second, or you lock up a little bit, that can cost you quite a bit of time there.
yeah, definitely.
Yeah, especially at the high level. But yeah, that was all the rapid fire questions I had and would you rather questions. So, before we actually wrap up this podcast, is there anything you want to mention in this podcast or anything you would like to discuss?
Um, I mean, so one thing that I feel like a lot of people talk about, but I guess I feel like I could mention is I guess the future of speed cubing,
Yeah,
sort of where people think things are going to go.
yeah, it's a
Uh,
broad topic.
yeah. So right now, what world record for 3 by 3 is like 3.4 something seconds.
Yeah,
So I mean, I don't really know where we're going to go with that, because it's going to be near impossible to beat,
mm,
especially for the younger kids who are starting out cubing.
yeah. Cause like when I started, and I think when you started too, was it Colin Burns 5.25, like around there?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, I mean that was ridiculous. But now with 3.47, that's like you have to get really really lucky. Now I feel like a lot of people are thinking, I guess single is more luck based now. Definitely a lot more luck based because it was he had an anti soon I think for last layer.
Oh,
Um,
okay. Yeah,
yeah.
one thing, I don't know if this would be possible, but yeah, I don't know if this would work, but what if they took all the sort of current world records and stuff and then just sort of like set those aside and then reset it, but then only let a certain like age range of kids try to break
Oh,
it? Because I mean, if you
okay.
keep letting these like world class speed cubers compete, then really the people who are like age 7 starting out cubing really aren't going to be able to get anywhere.
Yeah, I see that. Like some people can get demotivated, I guess, because they're not really getting anywhere. Yeah. Or I was thinking like like how there's like different divisions in different sports. Like maybe in cubing you could have a division for kids maybe like ages 10 and under or 12 and under or something like that, and or then kids or people 13 to 18, something like that. Like divisions like age group, because I feel like sometimes it's unfair
Yeah, I
in
think
that
that would
sort of sense
work.
at competitions. Yeah. But at the same time, there are people who are extremely fast who are younger now, like Leo Borromeo,
Hmm.
who's really fast. I think he's 12 or 13 now, and he averages like sub 7 on 3x3.
Yeah, but I think the age division things could work. I mean, except for the few exceptions like you mentioned.
Yeah, but I mean, it'll definitely make a fair playing field there, with the age divisions. Yeah, and then with the advancements of cubing at the same time, have you seen the new documentary, The Speed Cubers, on Netflix?
Oh, I haven't. I've been wanting to watch it. I actually don't have Netflix, so I'd have to borrow it from someone. But I am
Oh,
interested
okay.
because I know a lot of people liked it a lot.
Yeah, it's a great documentary. It was just walking through the process of the world championships. I won't spoil anything at all, but it was really really great.
Yeah, just one other thing, you sort of reminded me when you mentioned how like high tech cubes are getting. So when I started,
Oh
like you
yeah,
mentioned, we
yeah,
didn't have magnets, and I don't even know if stickerless cubes were legal. I don't think they were
yeah. I don't think
yet.
so.
So yeah, stuff like all the boron treated cubes. There's like a lot of crazy tech stuff that's happening that's making
Yeah,
cubes really fast. So that's another reason I feel like younger kids like they're gonna have good cubes, but so is everyone else. So yeah, I think we need to
yeah.
find a way to give them more opportunities.
Yeah, I mean, with the smart cubes nowadays, they're advancements in the cubing world now, because like the Gicker cube was the first one, I believe, and now like the GAN cubes, and then I don't know. Now there's like a Rubik's one that's magnetic as well. So stuff like that like helps you track your TPS, what solutions you do. Like I think it teaches you like what you could do better. You can race people, stuff like that. I haven't personally invested in any of those because I feel like just having a regular 3x3 and just learning on your own instead of having like something else tell you, like you should figure out how to do it yourself. That sort of sense. Do you agree with that?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, and I do agree with what you said about like the boron treated cubes back then. That was a pretty big advancement. I think that was about like 3 4 years ago maybe.
Hmm.
Boron treated cubes, and when like the cubicle was offering like the premium service, still the premium service is really cool now. They have like they branched off to a different like all these different lines. But have you personally tested like any premium cubes that were really really good in your opinion?
Um, Let me think. They're so hard to keep track of sometimes because of the amount of like cubes that are being produced. Recently, I reviewed a whole line of premium Meilongs, which was pretty fun because I really like the Meilong cube.
Yeah,
Uh, but one thing I did notice is that they all are very similar, obviously, because they're the same cube. So, I
yeah,
mean, I can't think of one that particularly stood out, but I did like just the regular cubicle premium one.
yeah. And they're budget cubes, right?
Yeah.
So like, and they're magnetic as well. So how much are they again?
Oh, they're like $15 at most.
Wow, that's impressive. Especially for nowadays, because like there's GAN cubes now. They're like $60.
Right, yeah, that's
Um,
crazy.
yeah, the price has gone up a lot because I remember a couple years ago, like in like 2015, 2016, that like a cube that was like $30 was pretty expensive back then.
Yeah.
Okay, so I guess this sort of wraps it up. Anything else you would like to mention about the podcast or anything?
I think that's it.
All right, so thank you so much, Crazy Cuban Carol. Carol, thank you for coming on the podcast. Appreciate you coming on.
Yeah, this was really fun. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, I'll be sure to plug your YouTube and Instagram in the show notes, or anything else you want me to plug.
No, that's it. Thank you.
All right. Once again, thanks so much for coming on. Hope you have a great day and hope to talk to you soon.
Bye.
All right. See ya. that wraps up episode 5 of the Cube Stuff Saturdays podcast. If you're listening up to this point in the podcast, you're a real one. Thank you so much for listening up until this point, and be sure to check out the other episodes if you haven't already. I'm going to have other conversations with other cubers coming out in the future. And then one other thing I just want to talk about here is I feel like this podcast is helping with my public speaking a lot more, because like I used to be a really shy person and not talk a lot, and I feel like this has definitely helped me out a lot. And I had a lot of ums and pauses in this, but in the future I'm going to work on scripting it a little bit better, and also just having my words be a little bit more fluid in the podcast, if you get what I mean. But that's all I had for this one, guys. Be sure to rate the podcast and comment down below in the YouTube comment section if that is where you're viewing the podcast. But that's all I had for this one, guys. You guys know what to do. Be sure to comment, rate, and also subscribe to the podcast. And I'll see you guys next week on the Cube Stuff Saturdays podcast. Happy cubing. Peace.